with history. So
it
it's super exciting.
Really brings it to life, and I've learned things about English history from these documentaries I didn't learn in school. So they're educating as well as moving the game forward.
Now, community feedback is always important in any game, but especially in something like Age. Now, how have you taken some of that feedback into development for Age 4?
So we formed a community council back in 2017. We wanted our community and our players to have a seat at the table for development. We're making the game for them. So they've been hands-on with the game for really...
And for H3, of course, because we don't want to leave them out either.
No.
H3 Definitive Edition, we're hard at work on an African PDLC with new civilizations and campaigns. And I can't wait to show more. We're not ready to talk about
press them into fighting head-on in a specific space. So the time to action is short, and the level of chaos is really, really high. There's helicopters, and there's tanks, and there's infantry. There's just everything happening, and it's just complete chaos and breakthrough. So All Out Warfare kind of takes these two fan-favorite staple modes, and we make them distinctly lean into their specific strength. And that's on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, you will actually be able to play All Out Warfare experiences up to 128 players, which is a double to what we've done in the past in the franchise.
Ay, çok eğleniyorum.
You know, you can have those moments when you're
İyi ki PlayStation 5 almışım diyorum bugünlerde.
And you look down and you just see this, you know, sea of tanks, soldiers.
PlayStation 5'te olmasa neyle gülecekmişiz? Vallahi yüzümüzü güldürüyor.
And you kind of get this feeling that you're part of something bigger, like a really, really massive army, and that's the strength of the massive play spaces that we're building. And to be able to really make this play really well, we've altered our way of handling level design. Because it wasn't just as simple as, you know, just making it bigger and then portion the locations out. It doesn't really work that way. So we've leaned into a new type of design mentality that we're calling clustering. Now, what clustering means that you will have a massive battlefield in front of you. But within this massive battlefield, you will have particular clusters of objectives. So the map Hourglass is set in Doha, Qatar. And
Abdullah Pınar şey yazmış. İzliyor musun lan? İzliyorum abi. Aferin izle.
But it is definitely one of the larger maps that we will have in 2042. It's one of my favorite maps personally. But as it passes by, it leaves the entirety of the map in a different mood, in a different light, and it changes the visibility for the player. And this is a really good time for you to lean into our Plus system, where you have the capability to actually alter the customization on your weapon. But I'd also like to mention, though, that the Wall of Sand is one thing, right? But there's also the possibility of...
Ay bu arada hakikaten Allah dur. Vallahi gidiyordu ha. Kedi kurcalasa gider diyordum. Tam da kedi kurcaladı o anda. Düşüyor gibiydi vallahi.
And the tornado is this massive...
Hafif itse gidiyordu ha.
That just comes into the
Biz bu
play
işten
space,
vazgeçelim.
and wherever it goes,
Nereden baksan 10.000 lira arkadaşlar bu hali.
It's a massive, moving, physical entity that will pick you up, throw you across the map.
Gamers, right? So, what are some of the things that you're going to do to make it more accessible to a wider audience?
So we had, you're exactly right. We had a little bit of that last year when we launched, because we knew the flight simmers, that's their hobby. They came in, they know everything about aviation, they know exactly what. You clicked on the airport and say, please land me at, say, Newark Airport. And then the last thing is, if you really get yourself in trouble, like you stall out the plane or something like that, you can actually now click into, you can now go and basically say recover. And it's almost like the pilot is sitting next to you. It's super helpful. I think that people will love it. And the last thing was, you know, we learned that everybody's good taking off, but some people are hesitant to land, specifically when you look at like big international airports and they seem scary and you need to talk to the air traffic controller and all that, super technical. So we added a new feature called Land Anywhere. Just let them land anywhere. And then when you do that, the first thing you see is 71% of the planet is water.
Yes.
So we added basically floats to a bunch of our planes, and you can land everywhere now in the ocean or in rivers or wherever.
Oha, her yere inebilecek miyiz artık?
So it's flight stick. And so we fully support those two.
Bu Kırçıl arkadaşlar, Osman değil. Osman gri gibi olanı, bu Kırçıl.
Both on PC and Xbox. And all I can say is
Boğaz'a ineriz ha köprülerin altından.
Announcements coming up. And for Core Simmer, I can say you can now play. We have the software to have a full Core Sim experience, and we'll have the hardware on Xbox. All for the first time on a console.
Sevgili YouTube, bu arada sizler de kanala abone olmayı unutmayın. Öptük gözlerden. Görüşürüz. Hadi bay bay.